Ladies and gentlemen, a new pre-release has been released for Minecraft Java Edition version 1.14.1, the first pre-release for this version. My name is Sliced Lime, I'm here to guide you on a tour of all the changes in this version. Let's start with performance and stability. One of the main things in this version is that performance has been improved. That especially goes for AI performance, that of Endermen and villagers, and chunk rendering. I'm sure many of you, if you've played Minecraft 1.14, you've seen that the rendering is struggling to keep up as you move around in the world, especially if you move quickly. That's been fixed in this version. Gameplay changes. There's a new debug option in this version. It's hitting F3 and escape that pauses the game without showing the pause menu. Server lighting was broken in many cases, especially in certain chunks. That's fixed in this pre-release. If you went to bed in multiplayer and anybody who was not in a bed left the server, then the night wasn't skipped. That's fixed in this one. Flame enchanted bows can now again activate TNT even when you hit the TNT from the top. Sometimes when you were in a village that was under attack, the raid sound effect didn't play properly. And a couple of fixes to grindstone. If you used an enchanted book in a grindstone to strip the enchantment, then the name was lost and they still had a RepairCost data tag. That meant that they wouldn't stack with other books. Observers and block states didn't get properly updated if a tree grew or if a mushroom grew into a giant mushroom. World changes in this version. Pillager outposts didn't generate in snowy biomes, they do now. And the banners on Pillager outposts were incorrectly named, now they're properly called ominous banners. Some buildings, especially larger buildings in villagers, were incredibly rare. The spawning weights of those buildings have been tweaked, so they should now spawn more often. Other fixes to village houses. Many houses didn't have proper light sources, and the ladders in village houses didn't go all the way to the floor. A bunch of the village structures were also missing the bed jigsaw blocks, and one of the desert houses was missing a block in the floor. Finally, one of the animal pens in the taiga biome villages had a water block misplaced. Let's move on to mob changes, but let's stay on the track of villages. Villagers sometimes didn't go to sleep at night, and sometimes they even tried to sleep in a bed that was already occupied. When celebrating a raid victory, villagers could get hit by their own fireworks. Even after finding a workstation and getting a profession, villagers would still shake their head when you attempted to trade with them. And if they lost the workstation, they sometimes didn't lose their profession. And a related change, a villager that can no longer reach their workstation will now count as losing their job. There's also a trading exploit that's been shown off by several big YouTubers already related to placing villagers in water. That's fixed in this pre-release. The trading user interface could also show an incorrect price when there was a discount. Another village-related fix, iron golems could spawn in spaces that was less than 3 blocks high, which meant that they got stuck where they spawned. In other mob fixes, mobs would try to pathfind through corners. That would mean that they quite often got stuck. Tamed wolves could not sit on slime blocks, and cats could sit on slime blocks but would jitter. And trader llamas sometimes didn't despawn. Let's move on to hostile mobs. Hostile mobs didn't spawn properly. The frequency of hostile mobs was much lower than in previous versions. And when more than 128 blocks away from the nearest players, hostile mobs did not despawn properly either. The Ender Dragon had a bug where it would just fly in circles forever. That's fixed in this pre-release. And Endermen could sometimes just teleport into the void. Bug fixes for raids as well. There were sometimes raids that would never end, and sometimes raids that ended in defeat despite there being villagers left. Raids could also attract raiders from extremely far away. Visual fixes. Leather horse armor was higher in the inventory slots than other horse armor, and the crafting table used the old plank texture instead of the new one. 4 pixels have been changed on the iron ore texture as well. Characters from certain languages in the non-Latin European category didn't display properly if you enabled the Programmer Art resource pack. And there's a new splash text. It's awesome game design right there. A bunch of tech fixes in this version as well. The execution order was reversed when calling functions in some cases, and the function tag orders were inconsistent across reloads and didn't respect data pack ordering. Custom villagers with many trades would have 2 long scroll bars, and the levels field has been added back to the beacon block data. The teleport command used with a target and a destination would use the wrong dimension. And when you used the set block or fill commands to place signs, then you would get an error message if you didn't specify all of the text lines. That's fixed in this pre-release. And that gets us to the end of the list of changes for Minecraft 1.14.1 pre-release 1. Please do try this out, send us the feedback you have, report any bugs you find on the issue tracker. You can find a link to that in the video description. Remember though, pre-releases are not as well tested, so make sure you maintain backups or test this on a new test world. If you want to try this but you don't know how to, then click on the link on the video right now. It will take you to a tutorial video showcasing how to get and play a snapshot. And while this is called a pre-release, it's technically still counted as a snapshot. And that's all from me for this time. I hope you found this update video useful, and if you did, please help me out in return, leave a like and share it with your friends. If you want to stay up to date with all the latest Minecraft news, then please subscribe to my channel, where I do update videos for every single new snapshot, release or pre-release of Minecraft. My name is Slime, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.